You think you know her. You think you've decoded her moods, her silences, her expectations, but you haven't. Not yet. Because there's a part of her mind you never see. A quiet engine running in the background. Observing, measuring, testing. Not to trap you, but to reveal you. And the moment you understand why she does it, everything about your relationships changes. If you watch this until the end, you'll finally understand the one thing she's been trying to see in you. The thing that turns her tests into trust and her walls into connection. Imagine this. You meet a woman. She's captivating, warm, funny. There's chemistry, comfort, ease. You laugh together. You share stories. She remembers the small things you mention. You notice hers. Everything feels effortless. Then one day something shifts. Not dramatically, not with fireworks or a fight. Just a small glance, a slightly sharp word, a test you don't even realize you're taking. You fail it, and you don't know why. She doesn't explain. She doesn't have to. Her testing is unconscious, automatic. Most men assume tests are about superficial things. Does he have money? Does he have ambition? Is he funny, attractive, interesting? So you try to perform. You impress, you entertain, you charm, you post your accomplishments online, you make jokes she'll like, and sometimes it works. Then you fail anyway. Because the test is never about charm, never about superficiality. It's about something deeper. Here's the truth. She's testing for safety. Not the kind you think. Not money. Not a fancy house. Not a sleek car. Emotional safety. Psychological safety. She wants to know, can you hold yourself together when life gets messy, when she's upset, when she's scared, when she's uncertain about herself? Because that's what matters. Not gifts, not words, not grand gestures. It's whether you can anchor her in reality. Let me tell you a story. A friend of mine, let's call him Mark. Mark is smart, successful, funny. He meets a woman he likes. At first, everything is perfect. She laughs at his jokes. She leans in when he speaks. He feels like he's winning. Then, one evening, she texts him out of the blue. A small complaint. Something about a late reply. A misunderstood joke. Mark panics. He over-explains, over-apologizes, tries too hard to fix it. It backfires. She pulls away. Quietly. No drama, no explanation. Mark is left asking, "What did I do wrong?" The answer is simple. He failed her emotional safety test. Here's what real testing looks like. She says something slightly harsh. Watches your reaction. She ignores a message to see if you notice. She asks questions you think are casual, but she's evaluating your values. She sets minor boundaries to see if you respect them. She isn't cruel. She isn't manipulative on purpose. She's scanning, calculating, reacting. Her mind asks only one question. Can I rely on this man when life gets hard? Every glance, every word, every small action, a test. Always. Here's why. Evolution wired women to notice subtle cues about reliability. Not charm, not wealth, not status, reliability. Who can handle stress without cracking? Who can navigate conflict without turning it into chaos? Who will be consistent, day after day, when life gets heavy? She doesn't consciously sit down and make a checklist. Her brain measures it automatically. Your reactions to stress, to disappointment, to small challenges. These are her data points. Most men think these tests are criticism, or manipulation, or personal attacks, so they respond defensively. They argue. They over-explain. They withdraw. Every reaction signals something. Panic, instability, anger, unpredictable, avoidance, unreliable. Even small doses add up. She doesn't forget. She doesn't forgive easily. She's evaluating you for the long term. Here's the core principle. You don't need to fix her. You don't need to solve her problems. You don't need to chase approval. She needs one thing: presence. Anchored, calm, solid presence. When she storms, you don't panic. When she withdraws, you don't chase. Your stability becomes her refuge. That's what she's testing for. Attention is currency, but it's not about constant admiration. Too little attention? She feels unseen. Too much attention? You lose power. She's measuring. Can you balance awareness with independence? Notice her without needing her approval. Engage without becoming consumed. Her tests are subtle, invisible, relentless. There's another layer. Women need challenge, not games, not manipulation, not drama. They need depth, integrity, passion, purpose, consistency. If life feels too easy, she drifts, quietly, slowly. Her tests are measuring whether you are the man she can rely on through everything. Think about your relationships. She flares over something small. Do you stay grounded? Calm? Observant? She asks about your past. Do you answer confidently or stumble? Every interaction matters. Every small action is data. Your presence, or lack of it, registers subconsciously. Men feel tested harshly because the stakes are high. This isn't about minor disagreements. It's about life partnership. She's evaluating whether you can withstand loss, stress, disappointment, conflict, change. Everything you are, everything you've built. She's seeing if it will last under pressure. And men don't notice until it's too late. A man named Jason meets a woman he thinks is perfect. They date months. She's playful, warm, affectionate. Then she forgets to mention a small plan. Jason notices, reacts, complains. She smiles, almost imperceptibly. Later, he learns, she wasn't cruel. She was testing, not consciously, but in that moment she was seeing if he could handle disappointment with grace. He failed. Not because he's bad, not because she's cruel, but because he wasn't an anchor. Most men never realize this. They think testing is manipulation. They argue, they panic, they withdraw. She doesn't explain. She doesn't need to. Her subconscious is evaluating stability, reliability, and emotional strength. Fail the small tests? She drifts. No warning, no drama, just distance. So what does a man do? Anchor yourself. Be calm in chaos, be consistent, be present, stay confident in your life. She doesn't lead your happiness. She doesn't direct your value. Observe without chasing. Notice her moods, her energy. But don't depend on her reactions. Hold your boundaries. Tests are small pressures. Your reaction matters more than the test itself. Here's the part men hate. It's never one moment. It's 1,000 small interactions. She doesn't tell you. She doesn't need to. Her mind evaluates patterns, consistency, emotional reliability. Fail a small test? It accumulates. She remembers. She adjusts. And if the total fails, you're done. Not because you're bad, not because she's cruel, because her brain wants safety and alignment, and you didn't provide it. Here's the upside. Pass the tests and everything changes. She relaxes, leans in, trusts you completely. You don't need to prove yourself constantly. She doesn't push boundaries to see if you break. You become a refuge, a safe harbor. Your bond deepens in ways words can't describe. Remember Mark. After months of learning, not from her, but from his mistakes, he changed. He didn't become more charming. He became grounded, reliable, present. She noticed, subtly, then fully. She stopped testing, because she didn't need to test anymore. He had become the anchor she had been seeking all along. Remember this, women test men harshly. Not cruelty, not manipulation. They test for stability, emotional availability, reliability. Tests are unconscious, subtle, relentless. Fail them and distance grows. Pass them and you create a bond that lasts. It's not charm, it's presence, consistency, and calm strength. Love is a partnership. A test doesn't mean rejection, it means evaluation. The man who passes, he doesn't win with charm. He wins with presence, with reliability, with calm, unwavering strength. And that, my friend, is the surprising reason women test men harshly.